Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Goffstown High School. My name is Scott Gross. I'm joined by Bill Ruel. How are you doing, Bill?
Well, good. It's a great afternoon for a game. Nice weather. Field looks good. I tell you, this will be a little more test than we had last Saturday.
Yeah, last Saturday was one of those games where it was almost difficult to watch. It was a 25-1 blowout, and really, I'm not so sure that's good for either team, to be honest with you, in a situation like that. Obviously, that team was going through a definite rebuilding situation, but they didn't really appear to have a whole lot of pitching, which is essential in Division II.
Well, I don't think we realized it till after the game. They lost their number one pitcher
Caitlin
in the day before. She got hit in the head with a ball.
Okay.
So I'm sure that changed things a lot.
Yeah, that would definitely do it. So on the mound for Goffstown today is going to be Kaylee Schwinnard. And we've got a couple of defensive changes here. So Shannon Gifford will be playing shortstop. She's in for Justine Watterson, who's out today. And playing second base will be Emily Fournier. First base, again, as usual, will be Megan Purcell. And at third, Taylor Gagnon. And in the outfield, we'll have in left field, Kate Mazurski. Center field will be Carol Landry, and Amber Davis will be playing right field. And behind the plate, Allie Lombardi. So, again, this should be a pretty good game. Portsmouth's coming in, a 4-7 record.
4-7, yep.
Leading off for Portsmouth, number 4, catching Emily Burgess.
So we're going to lead off the top of the first inning with Portsmouth at the plate. Stepping in, number 4, Emily Burgess. And Emily is the catcher for Portsmouth.
Left-handed batter, too.
And here we go, our first pitch of the day.
Oh, slap bunt.
Yeah, slap bunt, and she misses it. It's an 0-1 count. Very interesting here. Look at the outfield is playing completely in. And she slaps one over into the Goffstown dugout or fence area. So she's quickly in an 0-2 hole. You know, with a left-handed hitter, if you can be successful with that slap bunt, you're almost halfway down the line. And she gets struck out by Schwinnard on a nice pitch.
You know, Schwinnard has been racking up the Ks. Already she has 47 for the year. Only giving up 10 runs.
I think it's her 48th, actually. She's 3 away from 50. That one's high for a 1-0 count.
McCafferty.
And this is Katie McCafferty, the shortstop. And it looks like she, too, is a lefty with that potential slap hitting. That was a little high, a little above the chest there for a ball. So it's a 2-0 count on the shortstop, McCafferty. And she swings through that one.
Now, my question here is, you do this, but you have to make contact in the batter's box with the ball, right?
Yes. Yeah, you can't be out of the batter's box and hit the ball. Infield is deep is first base with Purcell, and this ball's popped up. That's a no man. Oh, I was going to say no man's land, but in comes Amber Davis, who got a good jump on that ball. She was playing in, and that gave her some advantage. But that would have been a pretty tough play for Emily Fournier. So it's quickly 2 outs.
I think somebody's done some scouting here to have the outfield in
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they were.
So quickly, Portsmouth has 2 outs, and in steps number 1, Kaylee Shepard. She is the left fielder. And she swings through that to even the count at 1-1.
Looks like Schwinnard's on again.
Well, Schwinnard has had a very successful season so far, very accurate. She mixes up her pitches extremely well. That ball's hit very well over to Mazurski. Gets over her head, so she misplayed that one, and that's going to be a double. So
Yeah.
I don't know if the sun glare was in her eyes, but she misplayed that because she broke in, and that ball was over her head. So, and I think it might have been the sun. It's a pretty tough sun glare here at Goffstown High School, and we noticed that when the opposing team comes in, if you don't have sunglasses and a visor, you're in trouble here in Goffstown.
Right.
So with that, Danielle Adams, the second base. Oh, sorry, scratch that. That's number 16. Danielle Adams. She steps in. She's the cleanup hitter. Runners at second base. Low. 1-1 count. And on that one, I think we probably give the player for Portsmouth a double, although
Yeah.
that was a playable ball by Mazurski. And that's high. Yep, that's high for a 2-1 count.
If you look at Mazurski now, she's shading her eyes in the outfield, even
Yeah.
with sunglasses on.
Right. That's in there for a strike. So that evens the count at 2-2. And you'll see that the infield is playing a little bit in here. And that's in there for a strike. And Kaylee Schwinnard gets out of a little bit of a jam there, and she strikes out. That's her 49th strikeout of the season.
So no runs. We got 1 hit, 1 player left on base.
And Schwinnard strikes out 2. So again, that was a little bit of a difficult situation. You don't want to have any runners on base, to be honest with you, especially when it's like an error type situation. But Goffstown gets out of that jam.
So we're now getting into the meat of the schedule. If we look at it, tomorrow
Oh yeah,
we have Milford, it's undefeated. Then we do have West the end of the week. And then we have Sauhegan.
right. So you're going
Next
to
week.
see, tomorrow arguably against Milford. Milford is the best team in Division II, the reigning champions. Very probably player of the year, right?
The pitcher.
And Delaney.
Yep.
So, that'll be a tough game for Goffstown. But you get home field advantage here in Goffstown, I think. So that's an issue. And Goffstown did beat Milford last year here in
Right.
Goffstown, and then they lost to them in the semifinals, right?
Yep. Now this girl looks to be a little quicker than what we saw last
I would
week.
agree. So Goffstown may want to step back in the box a little bit so they can catch up with it. That's a nice pitch right down the middle by Morgan Colt. So Kate Mazurski takes strike 1. And I'm surprised that they're not going to show bunt here. There we go. Speak of the devil. She's fast. And that's no play. So Mazurski lays down a beautiful bunt. And the only player who could get to it was number 13, the pitcher. And quite honestly, she didn't have the wheels to get down there that fast.
No.
So that's a bunt base hit. So Lombardi steps in. Let's see if they try to run on the catcher. And they don't. That ball's in there for a strike. So Lombardi takes strike 1. That ball's crushed to center field. That could be out of here. And that's
is.
gone. A
Oh,
home run
Lord.
for Allie Lombardi. A 2-run shot. That was a line drive to center field. That had no prayer for the center fielder. That thing was crushed by Lombardi. And quickly, Goffstown jumps out on top for a 2-run home run.
And that's Lombardi's first home run of the year. And a good time to have it.
That ball was smoked.
Now batting the third baseman, number 9, Taylor Gagnon.
In steps Taylor Gagnon, the third baseman. That pitch is a ball. You know, that's one of the things, pitcher Morgan Colt, she has some pretty good velocity, but when you got good bat speed, like the hitter we have right now in Gagnon and obviously Lombardi, that ball's going to go out. That's a foul ball.
Gagnon steps in with 387 average.
So what is that in terms of physics, right? That's Newton or something? With every action, there's a reaction?
Opposite.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I took that
Sir
class
Isaac.
once. Yeah.
Change up.
Change up behind her, yeah. 2-1 count.
So we've seen the fastball and then an attempt at changeup.
Yeah, but that changeup was way off. I mean, she's lucky it didn't hit her.
Yeah.
That would have been an easy one. So no outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Goffstown is up 2-0 on a home run by Lombardi. And that's in there for a strike, and that evens the count at 2-2. I'd look for Colt here just to put a fastball. And she does, and nice of Lombardi to get a piece of that one.
Gagnon.
I'm sorry, yes, for Gagnon to get a piece of that. You know, this girl has a pretty good, I think that was almost a rise ball.
Yeah. She's got a real long arm action, too, when she releases the ball.
And that's in there for a strikeout for Colt. That's her first strikeout of the game. So Lombardi goes down Gagnon goes down swinging. And in steps Megan Purcell, first base. Very important for Purcell to get a quick bat here.
Megan still shows a 351 average. But as you said, look what just happened.
Yeah, I think here you got to jump on first pitches. That's in the dirt. Evens the count at 1-1. That's in the dirt. You know, it's one of the things with pitching and softball. It's like baseball, too. Your mechanic goes slightly off, you're going to be throwing the ball in the dirt. Let's see if Colt can get one over here. And she can. That ball's hit to the shortstop, who will be able to stop it, but Purcell gets a base hit.
Yep.
That was right up the middle. Nice job by the shortstop to knock it down, but she had no play. So a single for Purcell, and now she's on first base with number 2, Gifford, stepping in. Another player with a lot of power, Shannon Gifford, freshman. Wow. And you know what it is with Gifford is that you can see the bat speed here, very much like Lombardi.
Gifford shows 556 average.
That ball's rocketed, and that's going to go all the way to the fence. Purcell's going to third base. They're going to hold her up, and Gifford goes in there with a double. So now runners at second and third.
Solid double.
A solid double by Shannon Gifford. Now runners at second and third, and Amber Davis, the right fielder, has 2 ducks on the proverbial pond to bring in.
So
One out.
Amber only has a 240 average, but she can do some damage.
Right, in a situation like this, it's all about productivity. Even if you get an out, you want to drive in a run. So she shows bunt, and she bunts it foul. So in that situation, Coach Fleming looks like he's playing a little small ball here. You lay down the bunt. If they throw the ball over to first, you're going to get a score with Purcell. If they hold it, it'll be bases loaded.
Look.
And she misses that one. So she's in an 0-2 hole.
Their infield was pretty shallow, too. The third and first baseman, they were in 5-6 steps.
We got a timeout here while the
looks like it's a shoelace issue.
Now, again, our job here as broadcasters is always to second guess the coach, Matt Fleming. and she strikes out. So in that situation, you're asking Amber, you're trying to get one run. Is that the right thing to do? Not so sure with someone like Amber who has pretty good power, who does typically make contact. But all she had to do is lay down a bunt. That ball's hit, foul to third. And I say that only for this reason. 13 hasn't exactly, the pitcher for Portsmouth, hasn't been exactly accurate. She's had several balls in the dirt, and you could score a run just on a wild pitch. That ball's popped up, playable to the shortstop. Nope, so center fielder, and she gets it.
F8. Okay, so Goffstown scores 2 on the home run with 3 hits in the inning.
And 2 are stranded, so they take quickly a 2-0 lead heading into the top of the second.
That's the way to get started today.
Yeah.
Get a few runs early, put the pressure on the other team.
I will say one thing about what Coach Fleming did there with Amber Davis is that is what you call practice preparation for playoff baseball, playoff softball, in the sense that when you get to the playoffs, it's about scratching runs through, and that's what he was trying to do, and it's all about execution. So in that particular situation, Davis just needs to lay down a bunt on 2 attempts. She fouls them both off, and then obviously she's in an 0-2 hole, which is always tough. Because you would have ordinarily liked to pick up at least one more run in that situation.
Or maybe if we second think a little bit here, how about if he gives her it on the first pitch,
right,
and then takes it off on the second?
Right.
Their infielders are in.
Right.
You don't know. Maybe should put one by an infielder.
Right. I think that probably would have been a good strategy, and I say that because Amber Davis has pretty good power, and even if she gets it out of the infield into the outfield, you could potentially score on a tag up.
Right.
We head into the top of the second inning, and leading
5,
off
6, and 7.
Yep, for Portsmouth will be Erin Dennehy, the third baseman. She swings through that first pitch for strike 1.
Left fielder looks fairly deep.
Yeah, Goffstown
right fielder's
is not.
in.
Yeah. Swings through another one, 0-2. I have to say, so far Amber Davis has had a really good season out in right field. She's been getting great jumps on the ball. And that's that's 3 straight pitches, 3 strikes. That's another K.
Looks like she took something off the last pitch,
and that is
too.
number 50 for Kaylee Schwinard on the season. That's pretty impressive. That's fouled off. So the pitcher is at the plate in Morgan Colt. She fouls off that first one for a strike. That pitch is low, 1-1. I tell you what, a gorgeous day today. Upper 70s, couldn't ask for better weather. And Colt fouls off another, and she's in a 1-2 hole. It looks like her bat speed is a little bit slow here, but she's making contact. So
she looks like a strong girl too, really.
But the swing doesn't look like it's a quick swing. It looks like it's more labored type swing.
It's looping too.
Yeah, yep. And that is Schwinard's 4th strikeout. So she's got 4 strikeouts in just 2 innings.
The other Adams sister.
Megan Adams, the first baseman, steps in. She fouls one off sharply towards the Portsmouth dugout, over the Portsmouth dugout.
Late on her swing.
Yeah. Always got to pay attention here. Goffstown is a very short foul territory. I always get nervous when you've got the young ladies in the on-deck circle over there. They really got to pay attention.
Good pitch.
And Adams swings through that, and the count is now 1-2. And that's it.
3
so
Ks.
she strikes out 3, and that is her total now is 52 strikeouts on the season. So that's really impressive. And
Again, she's focused just like she's been all
Yeah.
year long. She's in this groove. Not too much rattles her.
yeah. So we're going to have Emily Fournier, the second baseman, lead off, followed by Kara Lendry, and then top of the order, Kate Mazurski.
Mr. Brad was saying something about the catcher. She's right-handed,
Yeah, but bats lefty.
but
Yeah.
left.
Yeah.
All right. I'm left-handed, and I bat it right.
Yeah. Wow.
You know.
No.
Leading off for the Lady Grizzlies, the second baseman, Emily Fournier, number 4.
She steps in at 3:33.
So Emily Fournier, number 4. I wonder if that's coincidental. Probably not. Fournier's got a lot of speed. I noticed the same thing here. Probably a little bit of a, what do you call it? Looping, right. And I think success here is quick swing. There you go. What a rocket shot,
Nice
but
play.
right to second base. So a really strong, solid hit by Fournier, but just right at the second baseman. But that's what you want. So a great contact with the ball. I can see Coach Fleming's pleased with that. You're going to need Fournier's bat in the playoffs, and she's got a good one.
No doubt about it.
So she's the first out of the inning,
Lendry steps
and Lendry steps in with a strike.
4:52.
Ooh, Lendry
Didn't look good on that pitch.
yeah, she swung at a pitch that was really low, and
She was pulling her head out,
yeah,
too.
yeah. She goes up there in a very workmanlike manner, though. That's high. A 1-2 count. Got Mazurski on deck. Outfield is playing somewhat deep. And so is the middle infielders. The shortstop is way in the hole. 2-2 count with 1 out. Bottom of the second inning. Goffstown leads 2-0.
Right fielder could be in another zip code,
Yeah.
though.
That's a pop-up to the second baseman.
Watch the sun here. Good play.
And nice play by the second baseman, Danielle Adams, for the second out. And in steps Kate Mazurski. You'll recall she had a beautiful bunt single in the bottom of the first inning. And now they're looking to play that.
Third baseman moved in a few
Yeah.
steps.
Although you'll notice that in the last time that Mazurski bunted, it wouldn't really matter. She pretty much bunted it towards the pitcher. And that's what I would do here. If I'm Mazurski, I'd bunt another one down the first base side. It's another looping swing. That count at 1-1. That's high. 2-1. Good eye by Mazurski. Another high pitch in 3-1. So you've got both the third baseman and the first baseman are playing about 2 steps in from the bags. The shortstop and the second baseman are playing deep. And that's in the dirt, and Mazurski draws a walk. And I'll tell you, have you seen? I haven't really seen a straight out steal on this team. Have you?
No,
We
not
just
this
don't.
year.
We just don't see it. Now, granted, so now we have the same situation in the top of the first. Lombardi crushed it. I think they're going to probably pitch around her. If they're not, they'd be foolish. Inside, ball 1. Again, I just want to see. I know Mazurski's got the speed. I just want to see if someone can throw her out.
But do you want to run into your third out? That's I think what Matt might be looking at too.
And that's going to be
Drilled.
off the third baseman. That's fair ball. Mazurski's going to go all the way home. What speed! And here comes a play at third. She's safe. So a triple for Allie Lombardi, driving in another run. She's got 3 RBIs now. And it's quickly a 3-0 game. Gagnon has a runner in scoring position at third base. That pitch is low and inside for ball 1. That was another rocket shot by Lombardi.
I think Lombardi's right on the
She's zoned in.
pitch.
And that could be trouble. Oh, and it is trouble.
That's an
Again,
error.
that's the Goffstown glare. That's
Yep.
what I call it. And if you're not prepared for it, it sucks you up.
E5
Number 13, Nick Purcell.
or 6. E6. My fault.
Yep.
E6. Runner comes home.
So Gagnon is at first base on that error. Again, that's a tough sun glare situation. You guys can't see that from the video, but I can attest to it that the sun glare here in Goffstown at this time of day, that 4:30, 5 o'clock time frame, it can eat you up, and it did there. Ball is it was caught.
Yep.
And to the second baseman, so Purcell put a bat on that. But again, I think she's swinging 3/4, you know?
Yeah. She's not turning on it.
Yeah.
So we get 1 run with 1 hit. That gives us 3 runs. 4 hits so far.
Goffstown 4, Portsmouth 0.
1 left on base.
Well, I'll tell you, I can't wait until Lombardi gets up again because, listen, I'm always fascinated by strategy. And now you have a player who has ripped 2 balls on you. I mean, after a while, and the player behind them has really not stepped up, right?
Would you give her the chance to take one more shot? Right.
No, right. My take is I'd either walk her, right? Or, I mean, if I'm Portsmouth, I say, fine, Gagnon, you beat me. Purcell, you beat me. I'm not going to let this girl beat me again.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. And they haven't been cheap hits,
right,
too.
right.
So 8-9-1.
And as we head into the top of the third,
Number 12, in right field, Ruby Frago.
Ruby Frago, the right fielder, steps in, and
Another
Chouinard,
lefty.
and Chouinard has had like 3 strikeouts in a row.
But it's the most left-handed batters I've seen this year.
I would agree.
Now, is she going to be a slapper? That's my question.
Yeah, we'll see.
Looks like it.
Bunt. Great bunt, but Lombardi gets out there, and the quick throw over to Fournier. What a play by Allie Lombardi, and a great jump on that ball by Emily Fournier, who fielded that throw from her second base position. She hustled over there really fast, and what I saw on that play, which was awesome, was that she was there and set before the
Not running to get to the
exactly.
base.
So great job by Fournier, and then a better throw by Lombardi. Oh wow, that was a great play.
That's good softball.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
just great softball on both Lombardi and Fournier's part. And quickly,
You know,
Molly McKella, who's a center fielder, she is in an 0-2 hole. That pitch is high, 1-2. That's a good waste pitch. And Chouinard strikes out her 6th Portsmouth batter for the second out of the inning.
going back to Fregu,
Yeah.
if you Look, she showed the bunt early,
Yeah.
so we were able to make that move early. She didn't wait.
Yeah.
Yep, this is the slapper.
Yeah. This is where someone like Megan Purcell has to be alive. You know, her and Fournier have to be
And why is
communicating.
Purcell so deep?
I don't know.
Unless they're leaving it to Chouinard to cover it.
Oh, if it's a squibber? Well, Chouinard has great speed off, out of the circle, so it's possible. Woo, what a great pitch, but she just missed it. That was a little bit low and outside. And that's something that if you pitch that spot, a slap hitter can't hit it. Because their natural tendency is to go, and that's what she does. So another K, another strikeout, and that's how you really affect a slap hitter, because they really can't cover that outside part of the plate, because their natural tendency is to swing through it, so they'll drive or they'll hit those inside pitches. So now we got Brad dancing here in the press box, which is not the best sight in the world, but it is what it is. And
he's our Dancing with the Stars today.
I don't know about Brad dancing with the stars. I don't know about that.
It's the warm weather that's doing it.
Yeah.
A lot of things are affecting him today. The warm weather, yeah. See, this is strange. Why isn't it the assistant coach out here warming this girl up instead of waiting for the catcher?
Because they don't know any better, maybe. I don't know.
So Gifford's up first with that sharp double in the first inning.
You see, what I want to see in these games as we head into the last couple of weeks of the season is I want to see what some of the Goffstown players can need to step up, and really show themselves, especially, those who are, where they're fighting for a spot or trying to get into a lineup. Shannon Gifford had a rocket shot double in her first at bat. And again, he is another player I pitch around. She pops one out of play. Again, that's the noticeable difference that I can see between Lombardi and Gifford and a lot of the other hitters, is that and I think Gagnon to a certain extent too, but the bat speed is just incredible.
They attack the ball.
Right. Although I wonder, is Gifford susceptible to a changeup? And she just jumps on the ball so fast.
Well, we'll see. Maybe this girl will throw. Oh, nope.
That's high and away. It's a 1-2 count to Gifford as we are in the bottom of the third inning. Goffstown with a 4-0 lead. She hits one to the second baseman. No, that's caught.
All right.
So she hits a pop-up to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. And Amber Davis, she will step in. And what's Amber, her for the season? How is she doing?
She's
Amber,
at 240.
240. It's in the dirt.
Time to get on a streak here, Amber.
I would agree. I think, Amber has a tremendous bat, and she just needs to, get, like I said, get on a streak. It's a short season, and that one must have confused her, because that one was in the dirt practically, and she swung at it. So that's a 1-1 count.
Amber scored 11 runs for the team.
Another one in the dirt, 2-1. What I find interesting is, from our vantage point, we get to see the batter, we get to see Matt Fleming, the coach, and when a player swings at an ugly one, I always see smiles. It's like he doesn't get down on him, and that's really important if you're going to instill confidence in your players.
Well, my philosophy is don't get down on yourself either, because there's still another pitch
So
coming.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Davis. She hits one. That could be trouble.
That's trouble.
And a nice,
nice
catch
catch
by the second baseman. That was Danielle Adams. And that was a really good play. She ranged over to her left and was able to catch the ball. So a really nice play by Danielle Adams for the second out. Now Chouinard, the pitcher, steps in. And she hits one foul on off the third base side. She jumped on that one pretty quick. Kaylee popped up to the center field of her first at bat. And another speedy player for Goffstown is Chouinard. That pitch is high for a 1-1 count. You know, so Colt has settled in here a little on this inning. Let her defense do the work. Another high pitch, 2-1. I smell something good. What is that? It smells like caramel corn or something. That ball is hit hard, but foul.
But she got right on it, though.
You know, it almost smells like French toast a little bit. It's a sweet aroma. In the
Nice
dirt.
start.
You know what? My problem is that no matter what, I end up talking about food in these games. As hard as I try, I can't stop it. Another one in the dirt for a walk.
You know, they're looking for a host on the Food Network, I heard.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that show. I love that network.
All right, this is a good situation for Fournier to be
Well,
in.
Fournier hit the ball really hard to second base. And she fouls that one off. See, what I like here is now that's a quicker bat speed,
Yep.
and she's making good contact. So,
Again, we talk about attack the ball.
right, and she definitely attacked it on that one. See, she's attacking, and that's good. So she's in an 0-2 hole with 2 outs. Umpire throws the ball in.
And there's an error by Fournier.
All right, so Fournier's going to step back in the box here. She's got an 0-2 count. In the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher. Nice play by Burgess to stop that ball, or else Chouinard would have advanced to second. 1-2 count. And Fournier hangs in there. This is a good at bat for Fournier. Another one. See, that great at bat by Fournier, hanging in there. And
Boy,
she
oh
fouls
boy.
another one off. Again, good bat speed. She's just missing it. But she's a good hitter, and she gets on this one. And she watches strike 3 go by. But overall, pretty good at bat for Fournier. She fouled off about 4 or 5 pitches. And strikeout for Colt to end the inning. We'll head into the top of the 4th.
After 3 innings, the score remains Goffstown 4, Portsmouth 0.
So I picked a good week to be off this week. I'm going to get good weather.
Be able to get some work done around the house. That'll be nice.
Yeah. I got a pretty long list, too. My wife started making me a list. You know, when you get the list and it says clean windowsills. It's like, does that? I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna do it, but you know, you have to. The windowsills from we have those vinyl windows. So in the winter, you get dirt in them and stuff. So you got to clean them. But it's like a really nasty job.
Vinegar.
Vinegar cleans,
Vinegar and
right?
water.
Vinegar cleans just about anything.
I can't stand the smell, though.
Right. White vinegar. As long as you don't use balsamic vinegar, then you're all set, right?
We're at 2, 3, and 4 for them.
What did Burgess do in the last one?
Flew out
She
to
flew out?
right.
All right.
No, Burgess struck out.
Struck
this
out.
is McCaffrey.
So, okay, so she struck out twice then.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
This is another slap hitter,
Yeah.
but she flied out to right field on a nice play.
Leading off for the Lady Clippers, Katie McCaffrey.
So yeah, what a gorgeous day here in Goffstown. Probably high 70s, maybe it hit 80. And as we were saying, the boys are Goffstown boys or baseball are playing Portsmouth, who are undefeated. So those two teams, my gosh, they have been perennial every year. They seem to be in the hunt.
Slapping again.
McCafferty is in, and her at first pitch is a ball.
I wonder if this makes it tough for the umpire too. You know,
Oh, to see the ball?
when they're moving around like that.
Again, Davis is playing, I'd say, shallow, and she's taken almost a step in as the ball gets pitched, and that hits her. So McCafferty gets hit by the pitch, and she lands on first base. Hopefully she's okay. That one got away from Schwannard.
Okay, this is the girl that hit the double in the first inning.
Was it? I thought she struck out. Number 1 struck out the first inning, I thought. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I don't know. This is the third batter, right? I hit her for a double.
I had Danielle. Maybe you're right. Maybe it was Adams who struck out.
Yeah. Right.
Right. And it's strike 2. Runner at first base is Katie McCafferty. She landed on first when she got hit by a pitch. And that's a K for Schwannard against Shepard. In steps Danielle Adams. Second baseman. I thought she was the one who hit that one, but maybe I'm wrong. Fouls it off. So we got Gifford at shortstop and Fournier at second. Let's see if there's a potential to pick off the lead runner if the ball gets hit in either of those directions. And that's a nice strike. That's a low strike, but albeit a strike.
They all count.
So Danielle Adams is in an 0-2 hole with 1 out in the top of the 4th. And that was a little bit of a change-up. Shook a little off that one. And Adams, you know, she kind of has she seems to make really good contact. Now,
Gagnon backed up.
And that's right in there for another strikeout. You talking about Mazurski or Gagnon? Both of them. The third baseman and Mazurski is playing so deep.
Yeah.
So Dennehy, who struck out in her first at bat, she's the third baseman. She steps in with a runner at first. Gagnon is even with the bag at third. First pitch strike.
So I'm looking here. So Purcell's going back to first base looking for a possible throw. Right fielder at least should be taking a couple steps in case.
And she's
a
not.
throw is being
right,
made.
and she's not. She's just standing right there. So I don't know. Maybe, see, I would think, though, that
maybe they're-
Matt is not the type of coach that probably wants his catcher to do a snap throw. That ball's fouled off the third base side. There's no play. If you'll recall, we saw in the last game where the catcher who,
he's
literally
probably the best athlete on their team.
best athlete on the team, but she also gave up 6 runs
Yeah.
single-handedly on trying to throw it over to the first base. So a 1-2 count to number 14, Aaron Dennehy. And that ball is popped up, and that's going to be foul ball, a foul ball, a looper.
Lucky.
And that would have been trouble for Goffstown had that landed fair. It probably would have been second and third, although Chouinard was headed over to third to cover.
Well, we had both the shortstop and the third baseman
Right.
going out. Chouinard
was breaking
okay.
to third. So
Good coverage.
Yep.
That's it.
Woo! A really good placement there, but she didn't get the call. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Runner at first. And she strikes out.
Yep.
So Aaron Dennehy strikes out,
Strike
and
out the
Chouinard
side.
strikes out the side, and she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts so far through 4 innings. Very impressive. She seems to be like striking out 2 an inning on average, so or more. So my thought here is that Coach Fleming wants some more runs. Definitely. I mean, 4-0 is good, but I
Not
think
enough.
I don't think it's enough.
Not enough.
Not in this game. Although I will say that this is a much better game to watch than the game on Saturday. I mean, that was just that was tough. It was really tough to watch.
This is softball.
Yeah.
Let's face it. These are teams that can
Yep.
play.
And I think Portsmouth,
they know what to
right,
do with the ball.
Right, Portsmouth has a competitive team. And really, what you're talking about for Portsmouth is a rocket shot by Lombardi home run. That's 2 runs right there. And then there was a couple errors, you know, in which so if you're playing clean ball, you know, maybe it's just a 2-run game.
2-0, right.
Yeah.
All right, Lendry.
So Tara Lendry, the number 9 hitter, steps in. And that's right down the middle for strike 1.
She flew out to the
Second baseman,
On a nice play.
And she fouls one off. That one, it almost looked a little awkward, that swing.
Late.
Yeah. And she is in an 0-2 hole. And she hits one right up the middle for a base hit. So a really great job by Lendry, who was in an 0-2 hole and then just smoked one right up the middle for a hit.
All right.
And
so we're
now
at the top.
Mazurski steps in, and I think this
Do we
is
play for it?
Oh,
Do
this
we-
is definitely a sacrifice situation. Definitely. It's called no lose, you know. Worst scenario, you get a run over to second. So there's nobody at third. There was nobody at third. And I'm not so sure why he held her up.
All right, so she takes a sacrifice.
Yep. Now, do you think that did Coach Fleming hold her up, or did she just not come? Because there was nobody at third. It would have had to have been a throw, and
Somebody
whoever
going to cover the
received the
base.
ball would have
Yeah.
had to catch it, you know, at the same time.
Maybe he held her up too. He didn't want to.
Yeah, maybe he's
got
got Lombardi up.
up.
And she fouls one off to the third base side. And again, she's so in the zone here. She was way ahead of that one. And again, with an open base at first base, I say pitch around her and let somebody else beat you. That's high 1-1. Colt needs to be careful too because she's had some issues with control, and if she puts one in the dirt or over the head, you know, the runner's going to advance. That's another home run. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Oh my
That
God.
was no doubt about it. Another 2-run home run for Allie Lombardi, and that was a home run right off the bat. You could see it. So sayonara, that one was out of here very quick, and now it's a 6-0 lead. And again, why you pitch to her when she is just smoking the ball, I really don't understand it.
That was a good 20, probably 20 feet beyond the fence.
Yep. So she right now has 5 out of Goffstown's 6 RBIs. So she's just zoned in, and that was a home run right off the bat. You saw it. Yeah. She is just dialed in today.
And you said it. Why would you even take a chance?
Why?
To pitch to her?
Right.
You know,
You have an open base. It's a 4-run game. It's not like it's a 10-0 game here. It's a 4-run game, and you have to make Gagnon or Purcell beat you.
Mm-hmm.
So Gagnon steps in, and the bases are clean for her with 1 out, and she fouls it off. Again, quick bat speed. Taylor's another one that, you know, she gets bat on ball. That ball will be gone too. She's got the power. Both her and Purcell. That was a great pitch. It looked like it almost handcuffed her.
She knew she should have been on it. Now we're in that 0-2 proverbial hole.
Hit to third, and that'll be an error. I think she should have had that one, right?
No.
Oh, boy. And she...
Okay, so we're going to go
Error.
third baseman.
Right.
And then she gets to second base.
Yep.
E5.
So Gagnon has gotten on 2 errors, shortstop and third baseman, and now Purcell. Now, on that play, let's just say that they intentionally walked Lombardi or they pitched around her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that this girl fields it cleanly, but let's just say that she did. She steps on third for an out. I mean, it's that type of thing.
Yeah.
And now it's 2 outs. There you go.
That
could be trouble. That's going to drop in there for a base hit, and they're going to hold up Gagnon, and Purcell gets a base hit to center field. And that's her second hit of the game.
That was a much better swing, too.
Yeah. All right.
So here's another one I wouldn't want to see up at this time.
I think she's another one who can jack it out. That pitch is high for a ball 1. And I'd be very careful pitching against Gifford. And she's got a big hole. So she shows bunt. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So now if they stay up, okay, that gives her a distinct advantage to the third baseman. And I get so nervous when I see a third baseman not wearing a mask here. And that's gone. Goodbye. That ball is crushed.
That's even further.
That was further than Lombardi's ball. Wow.
Oh, my God.
A home run for Shannon Gifford. That ball was that was probably 20 feet up in the birch trees in left center field. So Shannon Gifford, a trace home run, 3-run home run.
You know, they're sitting on this girl's fastball that there must be no movement on the ball. All right, we got a pitching change. In comes the first baseman as the pitcher.
But she waited on it, and it was just that ball was, I'm telling you, about 20 feet, maybe more, into those birch trees out in left center field. And that, just so everybody knows, the fence is about 195 to 200 feet. That would have been about a 240-foot, maybe 250-foot home run.
That's Gifford's third home run,
Yeah.
too.
And she's a freshman.
Yeah. We could hit the 10-run rule, possibly.
It's a 12-run rule.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. Yeah, I made that same mistake. I thought it was a 10-run rule, and I was talking to Matt one day, and he says, no, in
So-
softball it's 12 runs
so-
after 5. So yeah, right. If they score,
who went to first base? This is my question.
who went to what?
This is a new pitcher. The
Oh.
first baseman came in to pitch.
Number 14 is Aaron
Dennehy
Dennehy
went
was
to
the
first.
third baseman, and now you've got number 10 McCafferty went to third.
Number 9 went in for 13.
Number 9, Arcady Monkman. And where did she end up?
She took the pitcher's place, right?
Yeah, but she's not in. No. The shortstop. You have to forgive us here, folks, because we had like wholesale changes.
It's like the whole infield changed.
Yeah. We'll figure it out, folks.
All right,
So
come on.
Dennehy is playing first now. Looks like. That was a pitch that was low, but she got called a strike. I want to see Amber Jack one out too. That pitch is high.
Looking at the pitcher's motion, it's not as fluid as the first pitcher. And it looks like she takes a little hop and a step there.
Yeah, it's hard for me to see the numbers of the Portsmouth players. Although I do like when the numbers are both on the front and the back of the jersey. It's helpful for us. But so Davis has a 3-1 count, and arguably that would have been ball 4 in my book. But so now it's a great hitter's count. I'd say anything close, Amber will probably take a whack at it. Oh, that was her pitch,
Oh,
too.
did she want that?
She wanted that one.
Oh, my word.
Full count to Amber Davis with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Goffstown leads 9-0.
Oh, that looked more like a 9-iron swing.
Yeah. Chouinard popped to center, and she drew a walk in her last at bat. She fouls that one off for strike 1. I see Goffstown high school photographer Dave Beliveau. I say that because he takes so many pictures of athletes here in Goffstown. Just a great guy. All sports, too. He takes photos. Oh, that was a strike. 0-2 count on Chouinard. And she's saying, how come you don't give me those when I'm pitching?
Third baseman's in. Shortstop's deep.
Look at the second baseman. Great stop by the catcher. And she rockets one to center field. A really nice at bat for Chouinard, who was in a 1-2 hole, but she drives one right up the middle for a base hit.
There have not been any cheap hits today.
Right. So Emily Fournier, number 4, she steps in. She's playing second base today. She had a sharp ground out to second and a really a great at bat. She ultimately struck out, but it was a good at bat in her second at bat. So she takes a high pitch for ball one. That one looked like a high pitch, but it's called strike
Look at the gap in right center.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Which is kind of surprising to me. I say that because, it's not unusual for a player to hit it in that spot. And she hits one back to the pitcher.
Okay, 1-3.
And it's a 1-3 for the third out. But Goffstown picks up some additional runs, and it's now on that big 3-run home run by Shannon Gifford, and they now take a 9-0 lead. So you had Lombardi with a home run in that inning, and you also had Shannon Gifford. So long ball for Goffstown. Plates, was it 5 more runs in that bottom of the fourth? And I'll tell you, that was a battle of tail of the tapes. I mean, literally. I mean, I thought that, Lombardi's ball was crushed, but then Gifford just took it.
Yeah.
It went to another level.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, they're going to need their hitting shoes tomorrow.
yeah,
So maybe this will be a little bit of wake up for some of them.
yeah.
Get them primed for this game tomorrow. So in the fifth, we're going to see, Colt is out. So let's see who comes in her place.
I'll tell you, I've been following Goffstown softball for many years, and I just don't know that I've seen a freshman have so much of an impact on a team in a long time. I just can't remember one in softball, and I'll tell you, I can't remember a freshman having such an impact on any sports team that I followed at the school. I just don't.
No, and
I've seen sophomores dominate.
yeah,
But I have not seen a freshman dominate in this season as we have with Shannon Gifford. I mean, she is legitimately having an all-state type of season as a freshman.
Thompson.
Number 9. And she's taken the place of Colt.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Arcadia Monkman. She fouls one off, and she's in an 0-2 hole. So Chouinard has struck out 9 through 4. And she went through on that one. So that's number 10 for Chouinard.
I'm going to tell you, if that stand down there keeps putting those hamburgers on there, I'm going to be in trouble.
See, now you're talking about
smell-o-vision, I'm telling you.
That was a nice pitch to number 15, Megan Adams, but slightly inside. So that's a ball 1. That's also in the dirt for 2-0 count. Yeah, that's the thing. The viewers can't smell it. I mean, they just see, they just see the game here. But, man, it smells good.
Yeah.
And that pitch is in there for a strike for a 2-1 count.
Got it, another one.
And that's another strike. 2-2 count with 1 out. Goffstown leads 9-0 in the top of the 5th. And that's a strikeout. That's number 11 for Chouinard, who's having a very dominant pitching performance today.
Yep. We can say this is what she's been doing all season long, too. I know the first game she pitched up at Merrimack Valley was not a real test of what she can do.
And now quickly, Ruby Frego is in an 0-2 count. Tough position to be in with someone like Chouinard, who just has kind of dominance right now. That was a little high.
Plus, she's not making a lot of pitches either, too.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen a ton of full counts or anything like that. I mean, she's been way ahead of these hitters. And that's another strikeout. So she's pitched 6 straight strikeouts now over 2 innings. So that's 12 strikeouts for Chouinard through 5. So Goffstown has an opportunity here. If they can plate 3 runs in this bottom of the 5th, what's called a mercy rule would take effect, meaning the game would be over. So if you have more than a 12-run lead after 5 innings of play, the game is automatically called. So,
and unfortunately for Portsmouth, they're going to have to face Lombardi again.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have Lendry,
yep.
right? And she singled up the middle, her last at bat, and then it goes to Mazurski and then Lombardi again. But I'll tell you, I mean, I just don't. You cannot let her beat you. I mean, if they're going to, I don't know. I don't know why you tempt fate. And Lombardi, we're talking about a home run, a triple, and a home run.
Yep.
She has 5 of the 9 RBIs. So it's kind of no secret, you know, today in terms of who's made the offensive impact. Ali Lombardi, and arguably got Shannon Gifford. I mean, she also she's gone 2 for 3 with a double that was smoked, and a 3-run home run that was probably one of the hardest hit balls we've seen in a long time. So Lendry, number 6, the center fielder, she steps in, and she's had a nice single up the middle. She's been in some difficult counts in her first 2 at-bats. And she takes strike down the middle. But she's been pretty disciplined so far. I don't know like what the stats sheet says. I don't know how many strikeouts she's had on the season, but she seems to make contact. 1-1 count.
She had 35 plate appearances going into the game with only 4 Ks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So she's pretty disciplined, you know, at the plate. So she's the type of player that can take a strike or 2. And she hits one to the shortstop. That could be a tough play. And she's safe. I think she was safe even if the first baseman would have caught the ball, she would have been safe. So
that's an infield hit.
That's an infield hit. So a single for Lendry. And now looks like Mazurski is going to get substituted. Melissa Mullen will take over for Mazurski and play left field, and she steps in. And let's see if there is any type of bunt that's on here.
Yeah,
but she hit a home run in the last game. And that pitch is low and inside to Mullen. And that one's right down the middle for strike 1. It's a 1-1 count to Melissa Mullen. You've got Carol Lendry on first base. Like I said before, Goffstown would like to plate 3 runs here and call it a day. Great job by the catcher on that pitch that was outside.
So look at the second and the shortstop, how deep they are. If she had got a good break off of first,
I agree.
She could probably get to second without any trouble.
Well, the second baseman has no prayer pretty much of getting over there. Woo, Mullen. Wow, she wanted that one. 2-2 count. I run him this one. I runner. And that's
Yep.
a strikeout for Melissa Mullen.
So now what are we
And
going to do?
Lombardi. So if they pitch to her again,
Lombardi.
they're crazy. Okay? I'm just going to say it. It's insane. I would just walk her. I don't care if you're putting a runner in scoring position.
Throw 4 balls in the
Right.
dirt.
Exactly. That's low. So again, if they're smart, they're gonna give her nothing good to hit, and let Gagnon beat you. That's high. So that looks like the strategy here is that Lombardi has earned the respect of the Portsmouth Clippers, and so far her first 2 pitches have been, the first one is in the dirt, second one was high and away. So I don't suspect that Lombardi, unless she makes a mistake and throws a meatball over here. And she does, and that's another off the fence. And this is probably going to be a double. And she's going to go to third. Here comes the throw. That's way off. So another triple or a double and an error.
Yep. Why you would do that?
So Lombardi crushes another one, and she hits the fence. So she almost had her 3rd home run of the day. And now steps in Taylor Gagnon, who was struck out and reached on an error in her last
2 attempts.
two at bats. So she takes strike 1. 1 out for Goffstown. They lead 10-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. A runner on third. So you heard it here. I don't know if you heard it. Sometimes the microphone picks things up, but Brad Parkhurst said to me, he goes, Scott, he said, if Taylor Gagnon jacks one out of here, it'll be a walk-off to end the game, and he said he'd take me out for dinner. So we'll hold him to that if it happens. And that ball is to second base, and Lombardi must retreat back to third. So no dinner for Scott. But Purcell, if you hit a home run, Purcell, Brad takes me to dinner too. I just made that one up. Come on, Purcell. Let's do it. I feel like having steak tonight on Brad's dime. And that gets away, and here comes the plate, and she's
Wild
safe.
pitch.
So a wild pitch and an error scores Lombardi.
Mm-hmm.
It's 11. So if Purcell was able to jack one here, game over. No, Brad. Don't change the rules here, okay? Same thing. That's a 2-0 count. Brad, I'm thinking surf and turf. I'm thinking like a steak and shrimp on this one. And I don't think Purcell should not be letting me down here. Maybe we even take Meg with us. 3-0 count.
Who's on deck? Gifford.
Really?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, boy. That you don't want. And that's a strike, a 3-1 count. You're right. I think you do not want to. You don't want the wild thing up there
Oh,
next.
my
That's
word.
the thing. No. This is her zone right here. And that's in the dirt. So
Oh.
now, Brad, I can't take advantage of you here because, if Gifford, that I can't. So, and I'm not going to, because there's a strong possibility that this game could be over.
She's 2 for 3 with 1 run scored. Hit the ball hard each time up.
In the dirt.
I wonder if this girl's got a little arm problem. I see her
I don't know.
flexing it. Maybe we're not going to give her a pitch to hit.
Well, you gave Lombardi a pitch to hit, right? Yeah. So Gifford has a 2-0 count, a good hitter's count with 2 outs, 11-0. And that's high. So I think they're pitching around her. And they're going to say, Amber Davis, you will need to do something. But Amber would have a potential runner at second base in Purcell. And that's right down the middle, 3-1 count. See how her hands are so high up?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she draws a walk.
All right, so let me pose something.
Yeah.
How about a pinch
Runner, I said the same thing.
for Purcell?
I agree.
And you got Coyle here, who's looks like to me who's
Speedy.
pretty quick.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he wouldn't be doing that, because you're right. A single would potentially score the
But
run. So
But could Purcell come back as a re-entry?
I think you're allowed. I don't know if you take her out.
Only the pitcher.
Pitcher
okay.
and catchers
Okay.
for pinch running. So she's swinging away here, and really at the crack of the bat, Purcell has to be on her horse there and
Yeah.
just get going.
Because Gifford's going to chase her
Right.
down. Don't loop the bat. Don't
Yeah.
loop it.
I think the same thing with Amber. You got to keep those hands high. And I think she brings them down, unfortunately, but yeah. See, that's what happens. See, she sets up high, and then as she gets into her swing, she brings them down,
She's
and
like
her
this.
elbow
Yeah.
comes down. Yeah. So that's really the issue for her, is that she's got to keep her hands high.
She's not getting on top of the ball.
Yep. Well, you're right, because what happens
Right.
is she's then coming down, she's looping it, and it takes a lot more time to do it. So she's in an 0-2 hole with 2 outs, runners at first and second, and she goes
Yep.
down swinging, but she doesn't run to first, and that was not a good at bat for Amber, who's had a rough day at the plate. 3 strikeouts and a pop-up.
Yeah.
So Goff's-
11,
yeah, 11 nothing.
nothing. Top of the 6th.
So now you're going to have Olivia Baldiga, right?
Yep.
Left field,
She's going to finish off the game now.
Show them something a little different, too.
number 12, Olivia Baldiga.
And do we have who else?
Keegan Coyle.
Let's see, if that was the case, why didn't you put? Oh, I guess. Well, you could have done a double. No, you couldn't, because then you would have.
Yeah.
She would have. Purcell would have had to stay out of the game.
Where did Quayle go? Right field?
She took over Davis,
Yep.
and Melissa Mullen took over for Mazurski.
Yep. All right, so they come in with 9, 1, and 2.
Yeah, I agree with this decision to put in Baldiga. You got 11-0 lead. You got Milford tomorrow. You want to save Chouinard.
If she's going to pitch
Right.
tomorrow. All right. you may have a combination of Gifford and Chouinard tomorrow too. Because you get Thursday off, and Friday you can come back with Baldiga against West.
All right, so Olivia Baldiga, she's the second freshman on the Goffstown team. And again, this is a really competitive program, and to have 2 freshmen, it says something about these players. That's in there for a strike. So, you know, it's difficult to break into the varsity at Goffstown due to the competitive program. To do it as a freshman is really tough. And that's another strike. So Portsmouth is saying, what is going on here, you know? You hit me with a senior who's money today, and now you bring in a freshman who throws 2 strikes. Oh, and she barely misses to Molly
Took
McKellar.
a lot off that pitch, though.
Yeah, she did. That was a well-designed pitch too, in terms of low. You don't want to give her anything to hit. And she strikes out. So Baldiga gets her first strikeout.
Yeah, that's her 34th for the year. She's only given up 8
So
runs
the slap
all
hitter
year.
Emily Burgess steps in, and
Come
got-
in,
I got-
Megan.
I got-
Come in,
I
Megan.
got Megan Purcell playing in another zip code
Yep.
at first base. See, sometimes the slap hitters, they distract the pitcher, and you just have to focus in on pitch and strikes.
Hit the glove.
Yep, hit the glove. And that's 3 straight balls by Baldiga to Emily Burgess. And that's another ball. So that's 4 straight balls. That's a walk for Burgess. And in will come Katie McCafferty,
Another slapper.
another slap hitter. So now Fournier and Gifford have to be alert here for a throw to second base to cut off the lead runner. And another slap hitter. And again, you got Purcell who's playing behind the bag. That's a strike. I'm just a little surprised that she's playing behind the bag. Now she's playing in front of the bag.
And
So Tegan Coyle is playing right field, and she is playing somewhat shallow. Actually, all of the outfielders are playing very shallow, so they must have some scouting here. That's fouled to the Goffstown dugout side, and that's an 0-2 count for Katie McCafferty. So pitcher's count for Baldiga. Defensively, we've got Taylor Gagnon. She's about 1 step in at third. Same thing with Purcell. She's about 1 step in at
this
first.
girl's going to watch this girl at first.
And that's a slap foul to the third base side. Still an 0-2 count.
With no batter's box, boy, you can get you can take 5-6 steps up there, really.
Yeah. Well, you're actually paying more of attention to it than I am, because I haven't really seen if they're cheating in that respect. I'm going to pay more attention to it here. 1-2 count to McCafferty. On that one, she didn't. She was in the box. But you're right. Her feet are on the back line.
Right.
On the. You know what it is? She runs. She starts off, and then she kind of like almost goes towards
towards
right.
first. Yeah.
So she gets a strikeout there because that slap, I guess, is considered a bunt. So Baldiga gets a strikeout. Kaylee Shepard, the left fielder. And we got Melissa Mullen in left field playing fairly deep. And that pitch is in there for a ball. All the outfielders, so Landry at center, Mullen in left, and Tegan Coyle are all playing a pretty deep outfield, respecting the power. And that ball is fouled over our heads for a 1-1 count.
This girl's way up in the front of the box if we, if it was drawn, but
See, Baldiga's a pretty crafty pitcher. She's able to mix up her speeds better than most pitchers.
A lot of junk. Good
What
pitch.
a beautiful
Good
pitch. See, what I liked about that one was that she almost like changed up her delivery. It was more of a deliberate delivery. So it's a 1-2 count to Kaylee Shepard, and she's on the ropes here. That ball is hit to the shortstop, Gifford, who throws it over and out. What a great play by Gifford and a great stretch by Megan Purcell. That was a tough play because that was pretty deep for Gifford. Big smiles for Gifford, and it's great when you've got a first baseman like Megan Purcell who is not afraid to stretch out and make the play. So great job by Olivia Baldiga, taking over where Chouinard left off. So
They got to go out in the field, don't they?
yeah. I don't know what's going on here.
What are we having, a revolt?
I don't know. Again, there's no catcher, so there's nobody warming up the pitcher.
I almost think they thought the game was over.
I think you're right. Maybe they were thinking that it was time to get ice cream at Devrian Farms or something because they were just not looking to come out of the dugout. So speaking of which, I that's another one of my things is like ice cream, and I got to lay off of it, Bill. I just eat too much of it, especially Devrian. My daughter works there, and man, last summer,
Brad, sherbet.
No, it's not. I mean,
It's different.
I
I know.
I mean, I like sherbet, but I just the last like couple of years, man, I just go to that place like every day. That's just not healthy. Not for me. I don't know, but I was getting into the bear claw ice cream. You ever have that one?
No, but
Oh, it's
I can
chocolate ice cream, chocolate covered cashews, caramel. Oh, it's a killer.
9,000 calories, but that's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
So I'm told, I was asking, like, what's like the most popular. So guess what the most popular flavor over there is? Again, this is my daughter's telling me this, so I don't know if there's any statistics behind it, but she says that it's Moose Tracks. That's the one with the peanut butter swirl and the peanut butter cups in it. She said that one is really, really popular. And guess what's popular with the senior citizens? Rum raisin.
Oh,
Rum raisin. Who would have thought? Baldiga is up, so she takes the place of Chouinard. See what Baldiga can do at the plate in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that was a nice pitch inside, but she's got those patriotic cleats going on. American flags on them.
good eye, good eye.
That one looked better than the other one from here, but
So now you got a third baseman, no sunglasses on.
yeah. And again, it's still a tough
Yeah.
sun angle here. And
Yeah.
she looked that one by. So that was a strikeout for Baldiga. Emily Fournier steps in. So now I got her sister, Brianna Fournier, here. She is telling me that she will take Bill and I for ice cream if her sister jacks one out. So I don't care if Brianna's like young and has no money, but she's a college kid. If she wants to be a trash talker and say that she's going to buy us ice cream if her sister hits a home run, then so be it. We'll take it, Bill. You get your sherbet, I'll get my bear claw. Foul ball to first.
That's the first swing she has that really hasn't been a good, good swing, I
Yeah.
think.
I thought she's had really good swings
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go, Fournier. I want my ice cream. Come on, you got to give her something to hit here. This is a Klondike bar. That's blasphemous. All right. Now I know that she has hit home runs here. So on JV, she's hit it. So this is like a very doable thing here.
Good eye.
3-1 count. This is exactly where we want them. Let's go, Bear Claw. Ooh, that's the one I would have swung at.
Yep. That full count. All right, here's
Full count to Fournier. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. High, so she draws a walk. And that's a good plate appearance for Fournier. Carol Landry steps in.
She's 2 for 3 today.
I think Coach Fleming should be pretty happy with Fournier. She didn't get a hit, but I'll tell you, she had good swings at the bat. Played well defensively today. And a good eye at the plate. So Landry takes strike 1. And I like Fournier's speed at first, too. I'd say she's probably in the upper echelon of the speedier players on the team. Anything in the gap, I think Fournier is going to score.
Second baseman never could get there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
good stop.
Yeah. See, like right there, she's almost a third of the way there, just on a lead. So Landry has a 1-1 count. We've got 1 out. Goffstown leads 11-zip. Bottom of 6. High.
You know, both second and short were breaking to the bag on that play. You know, to make their mind up who's going to cover, who's going to back up, really.
Oh, ooh, Landry was late on that one. 2-2.
Late for the date.
Let's see what Landry can do here. Full count, so we're going to have Fournier going on this next pitch. So it's a 3-2 count. Fournier will be running on the pitch. Oh, maybe not. It's not 2 outs. Right, I'm sorry.
1 out.
It's 1 out, so she will not be running on the pitch, although maybe that's something I'd like to see. It's high. So we got a runner at second base in the speedy Fournier. So a base hit by Mullen will end this game.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Yep.
Because Fournier happens to take good leads, and she's fast. So Mullen gets a single, game over. And that'll be a nice way to end this one. That pitch is low and inside.
Looks like the pitcher's lost the strike zone right now.
Yep. And I think the Goffstown players are recognizing that to a degree because they have been very good at taking pitches.
Oh.
Mullen wanted to end it there on a Randstand hot dog home run, but that did not happen. And again, any walk-off home run, Brad Parkhurst buys us pizza. So, she offered, that's strike 2. And guess who is on deck?
Like, you don't want to put this person
Guess who's on
base.
deck, Brad? Pizza. That ball's hit, and that is going to do it. As Fournier comes around, she will score the winning run, and Goffstown will win the game 12-0 on a mercy rule.
Single by Mullen.
And congratulations to Goffstown as they plate 12 runs And this game will end on a mercy rule victory. So that was a base hit by Melissa Mullen, the senior, who drives in Emily Fournier for the winning run of the game. So a big, big win for Goffstown as they blanked the Portsmouth Clippers here 12-0 in Goffstown. Dominant pitching by Kaylee Schrenard. Great relief by Baldiga, who also was able to be effective in her performance. But the big story of the game was the bats. And mostly Alyssa Lombardi went 4 for 4, 2 home runs, a triple, and a double. Yeah. So almost better than a cycle.
Almost had the cycle, yeah.
Well, almost better. Oh, I'd say it's better than a cycle. Because that, she gave up a single, we'll call it a super cycle. Mm-hmm. And then Shannon Giffords just double. She went 2 for 3 with a double and a 3-run home run. So those are going to be the players of the game. Kaylee Schrenard, who had 12 strikeouts, and then just the dominant performance by Lombardi and Gifford. So with that, Bill,
I think we got to do one thing. If you want to see a great game, 2 great teams, come tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be nice weather. The food will be cooked. Everything will be good. Great weather. This is going to be the best game of the season, I believe. Should be.
And hopefully the Goffstown Bats will produce like they did today. So with that, we're going to call it a day here. We're going to go downstairs and do a couple of interviews, but I want to thank my partner here, Bill Ruel. I want to thank everybody here, Daryl, who's our cameraman, as well as Brad Parkhurst and Brianna Fournier, who helped us with public address and music today. And with that, folks, we're going to sign off. Scott Gross here. I'm here with Kaylee Schrenard. Kaylee, I know that it was kind of up in the air whether you'd be pitching today.
Yeah.
And then the coach kind of gives you the last minute that you are going to be pitching. What do you do to mentally prepare for that?
I mean, I just came in and I just threw my game. Like, it's not a big deal. Everyone's ready to go every time. Like, nothing's set in stone for us. So all of the pitchers are ready to go every game.
You seem to be pretty much in a zone all game long. You had, I think it was 12 strikeouts. You really had them on their heels most of the game. I mean, what were you? Did you and Alyssa talk, about what you were going to be pitching, the Portsmouth players?
Well, we didn't really know a lot about Portsmouth because we haven't played them in a few years, and I know that I've never seen them from like the time that I've been here. So we just decided to try a few things out, and we were throwing a lot of rise balls, and it seemed to be working. So we just stuck with it the whole game.
Yeah, it looks like they were definitely bewildered by a lot of the pitches, and they just couldn't catch up. And it seemed like you were changing speeds too at different times.
Yeah, just throwing off speed, throwing rise, just getting the movement on the ball seemed to be working against them. So that's what we did.
All right, so tomorrow, big game against Milford. I would assume that you'll be pitching in that game. What's your game plan for that one?
I'm just gonna try and stay calm. I know it's a big game for us, but I'm ready. I'm ready.
Well,
to
you
win.
are. You are ready, and you're steady. I mean, it seems like nothing really kind of gets to you. So I think if you just keep doing that, you're gonna be all set. So, well, good luck tomorrow,
Thank you.
Great game today.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'm here with Shannon Gifford. Shannon, a big game for you. Now, I was told that the coach was contemplating having you pitch today, and then last minute he said, hey, listen, you're playing short and Kaylee's going to pitch. Now do you prepare for that, or you just kind of do whatever you're told?
I kind of just do whatever,
you do whatever you're told. You're a freshman, right? So you just do whatever coach tells you to do.
Yeah.
So at the plate, you went 2 for 3. You had a double, and you hit a shot that was like way up, like 20, 25 feet into those birch trees. I mean, what were you like? You seem to be just in the zone today at the plate. What were you looking for when that pitch came across the plate?
I knew the pitch was coming. I was like, this is the one, definitely the one to hit. And I kind of just went, I guess.
It went really, really far. And as a matter of fact, I called it as soon as it hit your bat. I'm like, that's like gone. And, the thing was that your catcher, Lombardi, hit a 2-run home run right before that. And that was like a rocket shot. And then I'm like, oh, my God, yours just like kind of ellipsed that one. I mean, it was probably like a 250-foot home run. It was like it's a 200-foot fence, and it probably was 250 feet. So that's pretty. Now, is this like DNA in your family or something like that? Is it from your dad or your mom? Where are you getting this?
Definitely my dad.
Definitely your dad. Okay. All right. So listen, great game today for you, and
Thank
congratulations.
you.
Good luck tomorrow with Milford.
Thank
all right.
you.
Take care. All right, I'm here with Alyssa Lombardi, the catcher for Goffstown, and I think you had like the super cycle. So you went 4 for 4. You had 2 home runs, a triple, and a double. And after you hit the first home run, and I think you hit a triple and a home run, I said to my broadcast partner, Bill, I said, if they're smart, they're not going to pitch to you.
Yeah.
And they did. Did that surprise you or at all? Or
Not really. Their pitchers, they're strong pitchers, but they all just lay 'em in there. Usually when you play I'm not saying they're not a good team, but they're not as smart, I think, play-wise.
Yeah, it seemed to me that when you have someone like yourself who has just crushed the ball on them twice, that you'd kind of put it in the dirt, or and they tried that, it looked like, for the first couple of pitches, and then they just threw like a meatball right over there, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, and like sometimes as a pitcher you think, oh, I'm just gonna screw with her, and then maybe she'll take one.
Yeah.
And then I'll get a strike on her, but it's not. It didn't work.
So let's talk
obviously.
defense. Obviously, you caught Kaylee Chenard. She had a phenomenal game, 12 strikeouts. Let's talk about that bunt. So
Yeah.
Portsmouth player sets up to bunt. You got out there almost faster, than she did in terms of. But again, walk through that play with me.
A lot of girls when they bunt, they hesitate for a second. They don't get right out of the box. I was surprised with a lefty that she hesitated that much, but we've been working on a lot with Coach Jenkins, the JV coach, a lot of just situational stuff. So bunting has been one of those things, and it's really been getting better.
Yeah, and a nice thing on that particular play was that Purcell comes in, and then Emily Fournier, she went over so fast that she was there to actually set up for the throw.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past, I think I saw where she was kind of running at the same time, which makes it harder to catch, a rocket shot throw like you did. But awesome game. I mean, you could have done
Thank
any
you.
better offensively. You had a great day behind the plate. So
Thank
A+
you so
for
much.
today.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
All right, folks, that's it. Goffstown wins a biggie today in Portsmouth, and tomorrow will be a big one against Milford.